Hello and welcome to Arts 24. From Peaky Blinders to A Prayer Before Dawn, Joe Cole has made a career out of playing young men on the edge. At this year's Cannes Film Festival, he returned with British filmmaker Clio Barnard with Icy Buildings Fall Like Lightning. It's a drama about class, masculinity and the quiet collapse of young people's dreams.
I'm no way with it, do you know what I mean? I can take it or leave it, believe. And then Calvin's like, oh, you need to hold it down, Jack. Put your phone back, quit staring into space and eat your snack, that's that. She'll want you much more for not hanging on. Stop me if I'm wrong, stop me if I'm wrong. Why should she be the one who decides whether it's off or on or on or off or on? Boy, down, your head's getting burnt. I know you can't stop thinking of her. By all means, you can vibe with this girl, but just start with yourself. That's all right, watch yourself.
Hello, my name's Joe Cole, and I'm here with the one and only
Clio Barnard,
who is the director of our fantastic movie, Icy Buildings Fall Like Lightning.
Clio and Joe, hello.
Hello.
Congratulations on the film. First of all, I wanted to say thank you for doing a film in Birmingham. I'm from Birmingham and it's not very much on screen apart from with Peaky Blinders, of course, so I think you captured it really well. Tell us, Clio, what was it about this story that made you want to tell it on screen?
I absolutely loved the 5 characters, and when I read Keiran's novel, I didn't want it to end because I wanted to stay with them. So I really wanted to bring them to the screen, and I also really loved the precision of the political intent of the novel and how that was told through people.
And Joe, you play one of the 5 friends, Rian, who escapes Birmingham. I don't know if escapes is the right word, but he leaves Birmingham and sort of gets rich. Why were you attracted to that character?
He represents somebody who's, socially mobile and trying to leave where he's from. He's made a bit of money, but ultimately he hasn't found happiness and he hasn't found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and needs to reconnect with his friends and his hometown. And for me, it resonated a little bit with some of my own life in some ways. But also it was just such a well-rounded, fully fledged character along with all the others.
Look at that.
Do you mind if they're different colours?
Nah, I love it.
How much did your jacket cost?
Who are you? The police? Jesus Christ.
Ask him why he doesn't stay with us anymore.
Don't you like us?
Of course I like you.
It seems to be a bit of a modern day problem, this finding success, finding wealth, but still feeling disconnected, still feeling isolated. Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, we live in a world, don't we, where we are kind of isolated. We're all attached to our phones and we're all kind of living behind screens and more lonely than perhaps any other generation. So I think finding friendship, finding community, building those familial relationships is kind of what life's all about, really.
Tell us then about the pressure about getting Birmingham right, not just the accent, but the place, the humour. How did you go about that?
Basically, we found this fantastic social club called The Crown, and it became our hub for everything, really. So we were rehearsing there, we shot scenes there, we did a big open casting there, we did workshops, we ate lunch there. Yeah, it was, and they were incredibly welcoming, and I think we sort of built out from there.
There is this idea in the film, and I think that someone says it at one point, that working class lives are worth less than other people's lives. In Britain today, do you think that's a problem that's getting worse?
Yeah, I mean, yes, I do. Yeah, I think it is getting worse.
People are upset, people are struggling, and people are living below the breadline. People are voting for an extra £1 in their pocket. That's all sort of people care about at a certain point. It's very tough, but we've tried to shed a light on that without kind of forcing the subject matter down your throat. We've tried to tell a story with interesting characters, charismatic people. So hopefully it'll open up a dialogue and hopefully it will help somebody somewhere.
Yeah, there's a cost of living crisis, there's a housing crisis, people are struggling, and yeah, there needs to be a change. And I hope that the film makes people reflect on that.
There is, in Cannes this year, but in general, there seems to be more and more films about men struggling with their emotions. Lots of people have been talking in the press conferences as well about toxic masculinity. Looking back at your roles, from Skins to Peaky Blinders to Gangs of London, you've spent a lot of time playing men who seem tough on the outside, but emotionally vulnerable. Why do you keep returning to those characters?
I just get what I'm given. Somebody, I don't know, somebody somewhere keeps giving me the roles. I mean, yeah, fundamentally, they're the most interesting characters to play. I think characters with shade and light and grey areas. And you know, people who probably need a certain amount of therapy. I like to delve into these characters and find the sort of the human elements and find the sort of the levity, the lightness, find the likability. So yeah, it's fun for me to do that.
And Clio, the men in the film, they clearly love each other.
Yeah.
But they find it difficult to express it.
Yeah.
Do you think we're living in a time where we're lacking traditional or we're lacking male role models and men are a bit lost?
The men, they don't really know. There's a kind of difficulty in talking about what's really going on inside. So you see how intimate they are, and they know each other really intimately, but it's very difficult for them to talk about how they're feeling. And they're more likely to make a kind of playlist for each other or talk about football or talk about music than kind of share what's really going on for them, or probably articulate what's going on for them. So, yeah.
Men need like roles in society, you know, so that, you know, a job, you know, some sort of social standing, whether that be sort of monetary or, you know, the first thing people ask is, what do you do for a living? You know, so how much you earn, you know, do you have a house? You know, it's like, you know, when that's all gone away, people don't really know where they stand, and this is kind of what we're trying to cover a little bit.
Other roles you've done in the past, like A Prayer Before Dawn, and you just filmed an action film in Australia, they're very physical. This is a much more emotional role. Which takes the most out of you?
They're all different, you know. Probably doing the fighting stuff is probably a bit more exhausting. But yeah, this was kind of very rewarding. Doing these big two-handers and quite, you know, getting to play with those amazing actors that we were working with and Clio. And, you know, the way Clio works, it gives you feel so free and so relaxed. You don't really hear action, you don't hear cut. It just sort of is already happening, and the camera's rolling, and you're already kind of in the scene before it started. And we all said this as actors, I've never felt more relaxed on a film set.
The novel opens with this line, and then none of it happened. It's such a devastating reflection on this gap between teenage dreams and adult reality. I wondered how much you can identify with that, both of you. Have you ever had that feeling where you're like, actually, my dreams didn't come true, or are you living your dreams now?
My dream has come true.
Yeah.
In that, you know, I'm so pleased with how the film has been received. It's just lovely. The response has been wonderful. It's lovely to make something that feels like it's connecting with people. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, much the same for me. I feel very lucky. You know, I think, you know, when in teenage years and when you're figuring it out in your early 20s, there is a certain amount of struggle, you know, but yeah, certainly I feel like I'm living my dream in a certain way, and enjoying it.
Okay, Joe and Clio, thank you so much.
Thank you.